What's up? Another review. This is a review on the cheapest prime lens you could buy in the Pentax lineup. It's an old film lens, but it's a prime lens that you could buy for 20 bucks. Get these on 20 bucks on eBay like all day long. They have tons of them. It was mass produced. So anyway, here it is. The Pentax-A, which means automatic aperture 50 millimeter f2 lens. This used to be a kit lens on a lot of cameras, so there's a lot of them out there, and it's manual focus, but it's automatic aperture, so you can set the aperture here on the camera. It's great. Let me set it down and we'll look at it closer. Alright, here it is on camera. Check that out. Nice, small, compact, almost pancake-like, very small. But this being a small lens, it doesn't have a lot of weight to it, but it's a very, very solid build construction. There's several different versions of this. This is the f2, as I said, but there's an f1.7. There's also an f1.4. The 1.7 costs you around 40-50 bucks. The 1.4 is more around $100. So all of them are great, and they all are about the same size. Here's a different one. This is the Pentax-M, so it doesn't have that automatic aperture. They're very similar in size. You can see here. It just look there on the front. It was sticking out just a little bit more, the focus ring. But there's the pin that you get on the dash A's that allows the camera to adjust your aperture automatically there as you need. Both are about the similar weight as well. So I am selling this 1.7 on my eBay store, so check out the link below. I'll add a link there if you're interested in buying that one. But let's see what else we got here. It's very smooth with that A there, right there on the aperture ring. You would just swip it into that, but you could also do it manually there and switch between the f-stops if you want. But the A will put it into automatic aperture there on your camera, so you could adjust it right on the camera. But if you do have like a Olympus or a Sony, another camera system, you could put an adapter on it and use that on that camera as well. That's why it's always nice to have an aperture ring on your lens. The modern day 50 DA autofocus lens doesn't have an aperture ring like that. That's why this one's kind of handy as well. This one, actual focus ring is very smooth too. It's great for video as well. Now 50 millimeters is great on these crop sensor cameras because you use the crop factor, so it's 50. It's actually equal to like a full frame of like a 75 f2. So there you get the perfect focal range for portraits, and some people like to use that focal length for street photography as well. With the f2, it gives a nice shallow depth of field that is just great for blowing out backgrounds in those portraits. I'm going to show some image samples here in a minute, and these will be straight out of camera, all JPEGs with a neutral picture style, no editing whatsoever, so you can kind of see the sharpness and color. Most of these will be shot around f2, maybe a little bit higher, just because most people would shoot this lens at that just because it has it on there. F2 is a great for making your photographs stick out with that shallow depth of field. Makes everything a little bit more 3D like, if you would. So yeah, enough said. Just check out these images and go ahead and subscribe if you hadn't. I do have another video where I can do versus between the 50 millimeter Pentax-M and the newer Pentax-D8 autofocus lens. I'll put a link to the description below for that, so you can check that out if you want. It's like 5 years old, but there's some image samples at the end where you can kind of see the difference between the modern day coating on a DA lens compared to an old film lens. Yeah, again, thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you hadn't.